Always Rach from Spiritual and Angelic Guidance. I'm here to do a reading for Scorpio. Now this will be for the 22nd to the 28th of November 2021. If you've seen my readings before, welcome back. Thanks for the support. If you haven't, welcome to my channel. I hope it resonates. If it does, please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Don't forget it's a general reading. It is not going to suit every single person out there, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Also, time can be fluid and energy can be vice versa, so keep that in mind. All right, one more shuffle for Scorpio. Okay, what's going on with you, Scorpio? Okay, it feels like a lot of back and forth energy with you guys. You and your person. It feels like, yeah, it feels like there's back and forth energy. I mean, even if I continue, like, keep going. Same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. Like, I mean, the best card on this is the top card on the bottom. Now, this is all about keeping your faith, because you can manifest what it is you want. But it's telling me to, so like, this is a really positive card. You know, like the star card is your way of saying keep your hope, you know, keep that faith. Trust your intuition, but, you know, keep your faith. And dreams can come true. Your future's going to be bright. There's light at the end of the tunnel, but as I said, you've got some other crap to go through as well. Now, as I said, the energy continues through the deck, the same thing. So you're resisting letting something go, but at the same time, there's conflict and you need to walk away from whatever is not for your highest good. You know, you maybe have differing opinions on things, or, you know, but whatever this is, it's like you're not wanting to walk away from it and let it go. You're resisting that, but there's this conflict. You probably need to do some time by yourself, because you're not going to end up with this 10 of Cups. It's just going to end up in some sort of broken relationship and arguments, like I said. Now, you're trying to plan for the long term. You're focusing on your money, on your career, on, you know, somebody's focusing on making some money. And you're trying to, you know, make these plans, and, you know, at the moment it's a lot of waiting, and, you know, you're actively waiting to reap rewards, and you're waiting for your ship to come in. Like, those rewards you're waiting for them to happen, but you just keep on waiting, you know, like here you are not wanting to make a decision. You're unable to make a decision. You feel like you don't know everything. Your head and your heart are saying different things. Like, there's just, you're confused, you're indecisive, you know you need to let it go, but you don't want to, you know, because you've also got the Six of Swords in reverse. Like, you're resisting the change. You feel like there's this unfinished business with this person. So it's a lot of back and forth kind of energy. With the Page of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like you're not manifesting what you want. You also need to learn from failure. You're not making any progress right now. So you're looking to what steps you need to take. As I said, your future planning, you know, it's all about continuing to move forward, finding people with the same dreams as you have, that there is some sort of ending. And maybe because you figure out what it is you want, this situation doesn't suit it. So yet again, you have another ending, which leaves you feeling down. You're going to be a free spirit. You're going to have to protect yourself, put up your boundaries, keep persisting, have courage to keep continuing, getting out there, you know, because you will have victory. Like I said, you will have. It's just going to take time, and you've got to go through what you've got to go through first. So it's, yeah, a bit of back and forth and bit of back and forth energy. Now, you did have anxiety, and on the table you've got the 9 of Swords in reverse. So you did have anxiety, but I feel like you had a lot of, like, you possibly have or had a lot of inner turmoil. You knew that there were secrets, and I feel like though you're kind of releasing that now. I will clarify though. So let me just clarify that one before we move on. Okay, tell me about the 9 of Swords. Oops. 9 of Swords in reverse. Moving on. So maybe you're releasing your worry because you're moving on from this situation. You're putting the past in the past, or you're releasing this person. You're moving on from this person. You want a firm foundation, like I've said, and there's something you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to release it, let it go, and have a fresh start. And as I said, I feel like you've got some clarity or something on this in this situation, but it's either releasing that past issue, you put it in the past, or you've released this person. One or the other. It's going to be different with different people. But let me just get another lot of cards. Tell me more. 3 of Wands. You keep getting the exact same cards. So there could be a third party, first of all. There might be somebody in someone's ear going, oh, why are you with this person? Blah, blah, blah. Or it could mean a sexual partner. It doesn't have to be. It can mean family, friends, whatever, in someone's ear. But the 3 of Wands, as I said, like, there's frustration, there's all these obstacles all the time. Somebody possibly has a lack of foresight. They possibly think it's easier to stay in your comfort zone. So maybe that's why you have anxiety. But you got the 7 of Pentacles. Like, this is about having patience, you know, putting in the hard work. You're waiting for your plans to bear fruit. And I feel like even with this moving on, I feel like it's more moving on with the past. So you're with, you know, here's you, here's Bob. I've used Bob a lot. I've noticed this. So there's you and Bob, right? Now, you know that there's something this person's doing, right? You know that Bob's, I don't know, doing something, some sort of addiction, right? He's got some sort of addiction, and you know, if this person, if Bob decides he's going to work on this addiction, then you're going to put this past in the past. You're moving on, right? And so you're putting in the hard work. He's putting in the hard work. You're both putting in the hard work, you know, because you want to reap rewards for, you know, like, you keep having all this back and forth energy. You don't want to waste all this time on somebody and then let them go. You want, like, obviously you want a firm foundation and you want it with this person. So if that's the case, there needs to be like hard work put in, and on both sides. But also, they need to move on from this situation, Bob, and you need to move on from this past situation. Like, you can't keep thinking the person's doing the same thing. But there is something, some sort of addiction that this Bob needs to get rid of. And it came out like this. So, to me, that either says it's their choice, really. Like, your choice whether you choose to detach from this person, and it's their choice if they choose to give it up. For me, it's kind of like, it's their choice and it's your choice. That's how I'm hearing this in my head. It's like you know that they have one. They know that you know that they have this addiction. How much work are you going to put in to make this work? As I said though, like, you've also, on the bottom of the deck, you've also got the Three of Pentacles, right? Which is you working together. And I mean, there's three people in the picture, right? So we'll just exclude that for now. As I said, there could be a third party, but it's like the Three of Pentacles is about teamwork and collaboration and patience and learning, you know? I feel like and I guess it's also recognition. Like, you need to recognize that he or she has a problem with Bill or Bob, whatever I said his name was, Bob. You need to recognize that, you know, what your problems are. You both need to fix them, you know, individually and together. Like, I mean, I've said that with a few of your messages. I think I said once before. I can't remember which week it was, but I can't remember what week it was. But it was like you both have to, it was like your situation and your separation was like fated because you both need to do the work on yourselves to come back and work as a team. Yeah, and like you've even got the Tower in reverse. So it was like you were fearing the change. You were both trying to, you know, avert this disaster, but at the same time, you need to do work on yourselves. Which, as I've said in the past, I feel like if you don't, it's either going to be a missed opportunity or I feel like for some of you, there's a lack of passion. For some of you, I feel like you don't feel the same way or as much about this person as they feel about you. Vice versa, take as resonates. But I just feel like someone has lack of direction. They know they need to change, but they don't know how. And maybe someone also has lack of direction with, am I sure I want this devil energy person who needs to do, you know, some major work on themselves, or do I not? Yeah. But I feel like if you take action and be determined, you will be successful. Like, it's all about having success, but you've got to put in the hard work. And in the end, it's your decision. Firstly, you need to recognize that there is a problem. And you need to deal with the obstacles and challenges that also come up. Because I feel like this is exhausting for someone. Yeah, like exhausting. And I mean, the way things were, it was like, this was just, it could have been because of someone's depression. Maybe somebody was depressed. Maybe you both were depressed. But I also feel like it made you feel like bored, stuck, dissatisfied, discontent, but at the same time, resisting the change. There's definitely something to do with intimacy though, or passion or something like that. But I feel like it comes back to somebody's free will, like I said. And I feel like this situation has caused a lot of like frustration, arguments, jealousy, suspicion, which is why someone needs to move on from that. because it causes a lot of anxiety and stress and depression and worry because there's a lack of trust, I guess. And like there needs to be like a fresh start. That's what I'm feeling like. But somebody needs to take back their own power. Like you thought this person was going to be like Prince Charming, but they turned out to not be that. They turned out to have problems that you didn't know about, things that you didn't know about, addictions you didn't know about. You saw them as a bit of a fraud. You saw them as somebody you thought, you know, was perfect, and they weren't. I feel like if there's a breakup though, you just keep on kind of like wanting to reconcile but as I said, it's free will, right? Like, I mean, even the Judgment card, now this can mean absolution or it can mean like reconciliation. And I feel like it depends on, you each have free will, right? So I hope I'm making this like real clear. Like you've got a situation that wasn't going to give you a firm foundation, but you want the firm foundation. It caused you anxiety, but you're releasing that. But this is their free will. It's all caused because of somebody's devil energy. We'll just call that addictions or whatever this is, right? For now. It's someone feeling exhausted. Now, somebody has this addiction. You both need to transform. And if you do it, it's either going to turn out as a missed opportunity, or if you do it, you will be successful. So it's kind of like choices. The choice is yours. The choice is your person's, whatever this is, right? Like there's some sort of choice to be made on both of your behalves to make a change. And by doing so, because it wasn't like making you feel real good, all it was doing was causing arguments and causing depression and, you know, all these dissatisfaction and all these other things. But in the end, it's your choice and it's their choice. It's either going to end in absolution, it's going to end with a wake-up call, it's going to end with, you know, some sort of final decision to end it. If people don't want to change, you don't want to change, they don't want to change, either of both of you don't want to change. Or if they decide to change, you can forgive, you reconcile, you know, maybe you also get some clarity about the situation, about how you feel about this person. They get clarity about how they feel about you. There's a bit of like, depending on free will, it's all comes back to your decisions, your choices and their choices. It's going to end one way or the other. But you can have your wishes coming true. So I guess in the end, it's like, is it going to be with them or not? That's kind of the... But I know it's exhausting. This whole situation is exhausting. I need to burn some more sage. Oh my God. I go through so much sage. I just bought like 5 more packets of sage. And I've got 3 more over there. And I just bought 5 more. Because I go through so much. Like, because I'm an empath. And I feel what people feel. And I feel tired. And I feel exhausted. And, you know, like... Yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, so next, once again, you need to take back your own power. But at the same time, you don't want to move on. This person could also be very controlling or inflexible. Or you're inflexible maybe, like, or you need to take back your own power. Maybe you also, I also am hearing, maybe you tried to control the situation. Like you wanted this person to succeed. So you wanted them to give it up and you were going to detach from this person and they were going to detach from the situation. But you're trying to control that. And I feel like you can't control anyone but you. And I feel like as much as you try, they're going to do what they're going to do. So it's their choice. It all comes back to free will. It all comes back to their choice, what they choose to do. Yeah. And I mean, somebody needs to speak their truth. You know, I feel like somebody is definitely making some sort of progress, whether it's one, both of you together, whatever this is. There is progress being made, and it's slow progress. But progress is progress, isn't it? Like, really? You know, before, I feel like that somebody needs to also be truthful about exactly what they were doing. They need to, I feel like, and I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. So, somebody needs to be truthful. And I feel like if they're going, this sage is getting up my nose. If they're going to, you know, come back and try and make this work or whatever they're doing, they need to be truthful about exactly what it is they, you know, need to change, what it is they've done. There needs to be some sort of plan. And at the same time, you need to be patient with this person and they need to be patient with you. There needs to be that. I'm hearing communication, and it needs to be honest, and it also needs to be healthy. I feel like with the throat chakra, it needs to be a healthy communication, not like angry, aggressive, defensive, let's call each other names. Not that kind. It needs to be healthy, like, this is how I'm feeling, and the other person accepts, okay, I understand how you're feeling. Not, you feel like this, and oh, you're doing this, and oh, you're a this and that and whatever, and you're a this and that and whatever. It's not healthy. It's not gonna, that's just toxic. The situation, your relationship or whatever is not going to work out if that's how you're talking to each other, because you're just going to have this abusive relationship where each of you are flying off the handle rather than just, you know, butting heads all the time, rather than coming together and working as a team and having open and honest communication and accepting how the other person are feeling and trying to help them and work together. You know, I feel like it could be that. And you know, somebody might be working on their finances. I feel like, you know, that helps. That's helping with this firm foundation that, you know, you guys want. And I also feel like, you know, somebody could have, it's all about having happiness and abundance as well, and a blossoming love. And I feel like, you know, here they are together, like together. So I feel, as I said, you work together and you're planting your roots, like in the picture. See, if you plant your roots, I feel like, you know, you can be successful. But you need to manifest that. And, you know, somebody needs to stop being manipulated and manipulating, because I feel like the person being deceptive was definitely being manipulating. And there needs to be some sort of plan made. Like, what do you both want? What are your expectations? What are your future plans? Because are they the same? And you need to both manifest, you know, what it is you want. Manifest, you know, what exactly it is you want for your life. Because I feel like you've been not manifesting what you want. You've been manifesting the same crap over and over. And I feel like you've got to look after you. You've got to nurture you. And I mean, maybe you want kids with this person. Maybe you have got kids with this person. If you don't want them, be careful, because just make sure you use contraceptives of some kind. Because you may have kids with this person. You may be pregnant. But yeah, as I said, I feel like there's frustration. I feel like you're both resisting the change. I feel like there's possibly some sort of miscommunication a lot of the time. Maybe your arguments are caused because there's miscommunication and there's misunderstandings and there's lack of patience, and therefore, as I said, with your communication, it turns into at each other rather than healthy communication. I don't understand what you mean. Okay, I'll explain. But somebody is or has been deceptive. Yeah, I mean, it's like the 9 and 10 of cups are like two of, great cards. They're all about your wishes coming true and about, pretty much you ending up in a situation with a family and things that you want, right? They're both in reverse. This person has left you out in the cold. And, also I feel like somebody was like a bit of a victim. They had no money either. Like somebody could have had no money, playing the victim all the time, and so therefore they were being very deceptive. They could have been a third party, like I said. I don't feel like you know all the information though. The Two of Swords in reverse. I don't feel like you do. But I feel like with the Five of Cups in reverse, it's moving on. It's forgiveness. It's hope again. Like there's that return of hope and return of like this person, like I just feel like they've done shit to you and you keep going round and round with this person, but you know that they were deceptive. You know that they were doing wrong by you. But at some point, if you don't want to walk away from each other, you've got to put it in the past. Like holding on to this and playing the victim is not going to give you success. In the end though, once again, it comes back to communication. It comes back to people's decisions. It comes back to, whether you're going to have victory and success. It's all choices. And I feel like whatever situation you're going through, it was like you have to go through it. It was like some sort of fated thing, fated event, fated relationship. Like you needed to learn from this, and I feel like you were disappointed. I feel like, there wasn't really any victory and success, maybe at the beginning, maybe completely. But, I feel like you've had these fresh starts. And you definitely went through this emotional loss. And as I said, you've had this victim mentality. Someone could have had lack of money. It's all the same kind of cards. But I feel like with the Page of Cups, there's either going to be messages coming in that's about relationships, or it could mean a new encounter with somebody new. It can mean you're trusting your intuition. But I feel like you're not wanting to stand your ground, and you also have lack of hope. That maybe you're going to get somebody that you can trust. You're definitely trapped in fear. You just think it's not going to happen. You're going to be by yourself, and there's a third party possibly. There's someone else. I just feel like it's like you're doubting yourself. And once again, it's all choices. I just feel like I'm hearing over and over and over. And even though I can pick the same cards, I just feel like, because I mean, generally I would read these cards a whole heap different. That maybe you've got a new love or, you know, but I just feel like it all comes back to their choices. That's what I'm hearing. There's definitely communication. Like, I feel like that Page of Cups is about communication. And you're resisting, as I said, you're resisting. There's communication here too. You know, like, you needed to withdraw and do some introspection. But I feel like, which, as I said, that situation was fated. I've said that to you before. And, you know, it took strength for you to be away from this person. But I also feel like you're forgiving. You were disappointed. It just didn't go the way you thought your life would go. And when you're planning your future, you're like, you know, I'm unsure. But you've got a new start with someone that's going to be like Prince Charming, you know, someone that's going to come in right. And, you know, either, that's what I said, that, I mean, there hasn't been a whole heap of truth in this situation. So I feel like it's either going to be with someone new if this person doesn't change their ways. If they do change their ways, it could be with them. Choice, free will. You know, we can't make somebody do what we want, as I said. You can hope that somebody's going to be a better person, but if they choose to not be, you know. And as I said, this came out on a side. What a surprise. And it says it is safe for you to love. Now, once again, on the side, for me that says because the person, it's their free will if they choose to give up this addiction or not. That then decides if it's safe for you to love this person or not. There could be kids involved for some of you as well. And once again, it comes back to choices. I mean, it's depends on their choice, their free will, your choice as to whether it's safe for you to love. It's also your choice whether you choose to reconcile or not, because it's all affected by choices. For some of you, you don't want to reconcile. You know, you've had enough, and maybe you want this new love. Maybe in, you know, that case, if they don't want to change, then it's somebody new and you're focusing on your money. You might meet this person at work. You might just be focusing on your money or having a blossoming new love with somebody that's coming in like Prince Charming. And maybe the message coming in for those of you, if the person doesn't want to change, is a new love. They're coming in to tell you they like you. In the end, you might have lack of faith because of what you've been through. And it could affect your everyday things, your base chakra. But I feel like it just depends on someone's choices. Like, this person has broken your heart. And I feel like, you know, it's up to them whether they choose to give you their heart. But there is an angel of love. So you are going to meet somebody. So keep the faith. Either way, you know, your heart chakra is definitely being affected. As I've said, you know, like, either way, keep the faith. You are going, and I figure that's why the Star card came out, because it's telling you to keep the faith either way. It's either with, if it's not with this person, you will meet somebody new. Once again, your choice whether you choose to move on or not. Their choice if they choose to change. You know, your choice and their choice if you choose to come together and work together as a team or not. This is exactly what I've been saying. The Fates is in reverse, right? And that talks about, you know, painful things happen to us and we wonder why. And it also talks about all we can hang in there, life will get better. Act as if you believe that, because the only thing you can control right now is your attitude. You can only control you. You can't control another person. I feel like there's deep knowing if this person is still being dishonest or not, whether they're changing or not. But yeah, I mean, oops, 28. Yeah, it's all choices. It's choices and free will. Yeah, this is all about building blocks in reverse, and this is talking about, you know, you finding the cracks in the foundations of your life. So perhaps your values have changed, or you know, you need to let go of things that, you know, aren't for your highest good. Perhaps you choose to ignore the signs that a situation or agreement you have entered into is not right for you. So remove that. You know, reinforce your core moral strength and integrity. You know, now you need to be honest. Are you called to renovate and upgrade your consciousness? You'll be happy when you do so. Don't be afraid to replace what's not solid. As I said, like, if this person doesn't want to do the right thing and doesn't want to change and doesn't want to become a better person without these addictions, then only, you know, only they can decide. That is what I'm hearing. And I mean, also, how many times are you going to give this person a shot to hurt you? Like 9 of Hearts, you are going to get this, you know, fulfillment, harmony, you know, protection. Like, you need to do some healing and deal with your repressed emotions, and also feel like there's transformation that needs to happen, like I said, on both sides. But you need to break free from any negative attachments. And if these situation, if they don't want to change, you need to break free from that. I feel like, yeah, transformation keeps coming up in reverse. Like somebody doesn't think that they need to change. They're maybe in denial or whatever. But there is going to be passion, love, and a spiritual communion of some kind. So as I said, keep the faith. If it's not with this person, it will happen with somebody. It all depends whether this person is choosing to give up their addictions. They need to change their habits and their things that they are doing. You know, the things that are causing frustration and arguments and jealousy and suspicion. They need to change those things. And, you know, deal with their depression, deal with, you know, whatever this is, because if you take action, you can be successful, but there needs to be this, you know, this transformation needs to happen, and you keep resisting that. But at the same time, not wanting to walk away. So there needs to be some sort of change made, because it's either going to end with, you know, you're moving on if they continue to be deceptive. So, but, you know, this person keeps leaving you out in the cold. It seems like, well, they did leave you out in the cold. But you can only play the victim so much. And you know, just make sure you stand your ground. You take back your own power. Don't let anyone walk all over you. Don't accept less than what you deserve either. Like, you don't deserve someone doing wrong by you, lying, cheating, doing deceptive things. You don't, you know, no one needs to accept that. So yeah, just look at what you're accepting Anyway, that is what I have for you, Scorp. I hope that resonates. And if it does, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I will catch you with the next reading. Thanks so much.